Gasoline is running out. What are we going to use next? Biofuels.
Algae uses sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide to make fats, which is then processed to create crude oil biofuel. Unlike traditional crops, algae can grow almost anywhere on the planet. Although there are many different types of algae, the algae found in ponds is shown to be the most practical for biofuel production. There are many other benefits to using algae as biofuel. It does not reduce the food supply, and the whole plant can be cultivated instead of just particular parts. Additionally, algae has a very quick lifespan, allowing for rapid production in short amounts of time. Algae as a biofuel does have its downfalls. It is very difficult to produce a pure, uncontaminated colony of algae. Also, algae biofuels do not flow well at low temperatures, and they tend to degrade faster than other fuels. We need new harvesting equipment and precision agriculture techniques before algae biofuel can succeed in a commercial manner. Predictions show that 700 to 7,000 gallons of oil per acre can be produced each year, but many engineering modifications need to occur first. One important issue is that about 80% of each production sample is water. Because there is so much water present, a lot of energy is spent removing the water from the algae. This process at current conditions is not efficient enough for mass production. To combat this, some companies use an open outdoor system, but these systems increase the likeliness of contamination compared to closed systems. In essence, it is too expensive to use strictly algae to produce fuel. One possible solution towards the engineering problems is implementing synergy systems, particularly with algae growing in wastewater. Algae is a very efficient way of removing wasteful particles from the water. If water treatment plants use algae instead of the bacteria they currently use, they could remove the unwanted particles from the water while removing CO2 from the atmosphere and producing a useful byproduct. This byproduct could then be processed into biofuels. Because the fuel is made from another industry's byproducts, it would be cheap enough to produce it at a scale that would allow algae's biofuels to compete with other fuel sources. Looking at this on a large scale, the land needed for mass production would be about the size of Nebraska. Although this seems like a lot of land, the amount of land used for ethanol greatly exceeds this estimate. It is apparent that algae has many benefits that can be utilized, especially with biofuels. With continued research, algae could lead us away from our dependency on fossil fuels.